Chill, you crazy? Only the fuck you think they can play with. I'll play no motherfucking games. I'll fuck you up, motherfucker. I'll fuck you up. I'll play no motherfucking games.
Will a win over Canelo put you ahead of Mayweather as the greatest boxer of this generation?
Listen, I leave the opinions to everybody else, but like I said, after this fight, when I defeat Canelo, I'm gonna be on Mount Rushmore. That's where I'm gonna be.
Nobody expected it to explode like this. What was meant to be a routine first meeting between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford became tense backstage. Voices rose, tempers flared, and security had no choice but to separate to all-time greats before the incident could escalate. No one knows for sure who fired the initial verbal shot, but the message was plain. This was not a scheduled media stop. This was pride versus greatness, legacy versus legacy, a way that the sport had not felt in a long time. When they finally sat seats across from each other, nothing cooled down. If anything, the tension increased as the cameras rolled. Both tried to remain calm, but Floyd's eyes told the actual tale. He was not there to amuse. There were no smiles, quips, or showy personas that he had honed over the course of 20 years. Crawford remained calm, steady, and collected, but it was evident that he was ready for whatever Floyd decided to bring to the table.
Training every day, for years, every day in boxing. I'm somewhere in Aruba, in the Bahamas, in Dubai. I'm traveling the world on my jet.
The discussion began gently enough. Contracts, money, and negotiations dominated the conversation, with both sides debating respect and value. However, the moment the topic of who genuinely stands at the top of this generation was raised, the entire atmosphere altered immediately. Crawford shifted closer to his seat. Floyd's body language hardened, and for the first time in a long time, he was visibly annoyed. Not from trash talk or insults, but from the truth of the moment. Floyd understands why this contest exists, as does the entire room. The flame was kindled the moment Canelo Alvarez publicly stated that Terence Crawford was greater than Floyd.
You can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
It only took one sentence for mayhem to explode online. Crawford defeated Canelo. Crawford advances to the pinnacle of boxing. And just like that, Floyd admirers all around the world began murmuring something he would never condone. Perhaps, just maybe, someone has finally moved on from Mayweather.
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually more of a weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? He would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
That is the true spark that drives all of this. Floyd has one nerve that no one ever presses. The real reason he's standing here at 47 years old, locked up with the most devastating fighter in the sport to date.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. is one of the biggest egos in the sport, so much so that he could not find a way to give Muhammad Ali credit as being a top 5 fighter and claimed that Roberto Duran sits above Muhammad Ali, right? Why? Because Floyd wants to be better than Muhammad Ali. He completely redid his image when he became Money Mayweather to pretty much copy from calling himself the GOAT, calling himself TBE, right? Whole thing. Very disrespectful of Muhammad Ali when he was coming up, when after Floyd Mayweather Jr. wound up being at the top of the sport. So now that Terence Crawford has firmly placed himself at the top of boxing, and not just as the pound for pound fighter. Right now, many people are saying, hey, shouldn't he be considered one of the greatest fighters of all time?
After the stare down, the press conference began, and the tension remained high. This wasn't your typical Floyd performance when he commands the mic with jokes and arrogance. Floyd's performance was focused, sharp, and intense. There was no performance or theatrics. Every remark was about history, about preserving what he had built. He wants this fight because he refuses to let anyone change his standing in boxing.
No, I didn't have to have 70 fights or 150 fights, 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?
Yes, you did.
Okay. And in the least amount of fights?
She did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that
The greatest of all time.
Then there's Crawford, standing across the room, calm and steady, eyeing Floyd as if he were just another competitor. Crawford isn't out to prove himself. He's already defeated Errol Spence, taken down Canelo, and silenced detractors. Does he need to beat Floyd? Absolutely not. But he wants it nevertheless.
Yo, yeah, so if even pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking, man. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
When asked if he could defeat Mayweather, Crawford would carefully avoid answering. He never provided a firm response. I was never pressured to take ownership of the discussion. That was the Crawford of years ago.
You gotta have 4 arms. There's 6 eyes.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever?
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No. No friends. Just missing fear. I think Cam Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think, man, Cam Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought him.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you wouldn't, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you,
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now.
Right.
When Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
We don't fight anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms. There's 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? I think that's the answer. Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Floyd better than you. Some fighters say, even like Javante Davis. Okay, that's a no.
Crawford now says he could overcome Floyd even at the height of his abilities. That brazen comment alone fueled the tension between them, like gasoline on a spark.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah.
As the media questioned Crawford, Floyd's fury was obvious not only in his comments, but also in what he represents. A new champion, a new standard, and the sport's most recent top fighter. Floyd despises the challenge to his legacy.
Rank now, all time, ending this interview.
Number one, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford's this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation, they get to see the come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play.
The reporters then discussed Floyd's forthcoming fight with Mike Tyson. Let's be clear. This is not a serious competitive match. It's pure entertainment. To legends enter the ring for the spectacle and the payoff.
That fans will watch for sure is you and Mike Tyson. How's training going, Floyd? Talk to me all about this as you get ready to get back in that boxing ring once again.
Well, not really training right now.
Yet.
You know, the fight is in 2026. We still, ironing out everything, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be exciting for the people and the fans.
Are you going in there to put Mike down and like, hey, this is not, we're going to have fun, we're going to throw a few punches, like I'm taking this seriously and I'm trying to...
I don't know. I just want to give the fans what they want to see, excitement. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be an exciting event.
However, you cannot ignore the fact that Mike Tyson is on the opposite corner. And if Tyson's passions flare or he becomes angry, remember that he has never hidden his disdain for Floyd. This exhibition may swiftly become dangerous.
Anytime boxing come on, you don't bring up Muhammad Ali, man. You don't bring up Mike Tyson. You always bring up Floyd Mayweather name.
Now listen, we're talking about Floyd. And listen, we all gotta believe we're the greatest of all time, right? We all gotta believe that. But we all know Muhammad Ali is the greatest of all time.
If you could have fought any fighter in your life, any weight, any era, who would you have picked that you would have liked to fight the most?
Floyd Mayweather.
But here's the fact. Tyson's performance does not compare to Crawford's. Floyd's temperament changes as soon as Crawford's name is spoken. He transitions from Money Mayweather, the showman, to Floyd Mayweather Jr., the undefeated fighter eager to make his professional comeback. Floyd believes that a victory over Crawford at this point will end all debate about his legacy forever. At the same time, Crawford understands that even defeating an older Floyd puts him among boxing's best. This is not just another paycheck. Everyone understands how dangerous Floyd still is.
Looking back at like Floyd's career, like him coming up in the era that he came up in, he had all them champions that he was able to fight. And that's what led him to be so great, because he fought the most champions, beat the most champions, got the most money for beating the most champions. So it's just like, man, he had this guy, back to back to fight.
Following his victory over Canelo, many fans expected Crawford to retire. He had already overcome the most difficult challenges. He demonstrated he could defeat the larger opponent no one gave him a chance against, rose to the top of the pound-for-pound rankings, and appeared to have established his reputation fully.
Terence Crawford had the ability to fight backwards, stay composed, good defense, hands was always up, countering everything that Canelo was throwing at him. It was just a little more active fight. Canelo did hit him to the body, but it was pretty much all Terence.
I think some of what we saw from Canelo is what he's has to resort to now to fight. Maybe he's dealt with some injuries to where he's not as mobile. It's just the pattern that he's put himself in for the last, 6 to 8 fights. That same pattern is why Bivol was able to get him.
He did not allow Canelo to get inside. As soon as Canelo would get into that certain range, he would jab him. We didn't see any lateral moves where he would throw, push off to the side, as we used to see Canelo Alvarez.
Canelo was almost smothering his shot because he couldn't stay at range with him. Terence Crawford runs off counter combinations. It would be a wider margin.
Nonetheless, Crawford purposely chose the most difficult challenge. He's after Floyd because he wants to end the debate once and for all. He doesn't want anyone to call him extraordinary, but he's never confronted Floyd. He's looking for the ultimate affirmation by confronting the man who ruled boxing for 20 years.
Crawford couldn't have an error to himself. And if you put Terence Crawford against any opponent on Floyd's resume, who do you have favoring? Terence Crawford or one of Floyd's opponents?
Why does Ryan keep mentioning?
No, I'm asking the question first. Do we got Terence Bud Crawford beat everybody on Floyd's resume?
Furthermore, Crawford is a true competitor. One of the few who prefers actual challenges over easy victories. He aggressively seeks challenges, even if it means facing criticism. Sure, people are questioning him, saying, why go after an elderly Floyd? Why not confront someone like Boots Ennis? To be fair, their suspicion is not completely unwarranted.
Feel that Jaron Ennis and Terence Crawford will fight. And that's it before it's clean. Obviously, you've got Lehman to take care of first, but that to me sounds great. Crossover fight. Because Boots is changing the guard guy. Before the guy that's been there and done it all, it's proved that he's still very much in prime.
For years, fans, combatants, and experts have pointed to Boots as Crawford's logical next opponent. His style is identical to Crawford's, switch hitting, explosive, highly technical, and a threat from any angle in the ring.
Who they are cancel out each other as far as height. You know, they both switch hitters, list, and everything. All of that cancels out each other. So they are literally the same people pretty much. The only difference is Crawford done been in the big stage against big fighters so many times. And also with age, he didn't beat up his body, so his age is actually good. He got the grown man strength, not just grown man strength, but he built on top of that. Like, look at him at 135. He was a little funny dude. He wasn't a big dude. Now look at him. He ripped up everything. He's strong. So I feel like he got everything, all the experience, all the knowledge. So you got to go with Crawford.
It's not just the fans talking. Boots has been relentlessly calling out Crawford, making it plain that he wants the challenge and the opportunity to meet the fighter regarded as the finest of his generation. However, anytime Crawford is asked about Boots, he quickly dismisses the question, claiming that the fight does not suit his goals and is not worth his time.
Right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. You know, fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. You know, I win, they're gonna say, oh well, he was young, he wasn't ready. You know, he was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over. You got, you know, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. You know, because we always seen him win and fly in colors. A fashionate way, you know, to where we say, oh man, he's cold, he's skillful, but he's never been in the ring with nobody to test him. So me fighting Boots would be like, okay, well, be Boots. It's not a mega fight. It's going to sell a little bit because of your name and what you just accomplished.
Even still, speculation regarding a Crawford-Boots clash has not subsided. In fact, every time Crawford avoids the topic, the debate becomes louder and more heated.
Fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and a fight that stylistically would be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Ennis. I don't think I think it's going backwards. But for Terence, to that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
Then there's Virgil Ortiz Jr., who just gave a fantastic performance and wasted no time in calling out Crawford. Oscar de la Hoya has also been all over it, promoting Ortiz and describing it as one of the most intriguing prospective 154-pound fights.
Here.
A peak era fighter faces off against a great figure. That's the matchup that die-hard fans crave. But here is the truth. Crawford has already defeated Errol Spence and Canelo. He does not require another great name to show himself. This fight is not about competition. It is about legacy. Going about in Boots would garner you respect. A confrontation with Ortiz would garner notice. But confronting Floyd is the type of fight that will be talked about for decades.
Wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference.
This is when it becomes fascinating. Terence Crawford has a size edge over Floyd. He has more power. He's younger and still active, but the true challenge isn't dealing damage to Floyd. It's connecting everything. Crawford may come out strong and seize control early. Alternatively, Floyd might turn this into a defensive chess match, trying Crawford's patience and driving him to make mistakes.
Boy be there. That boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad. On defense, like catch, bam, 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 bam. That boy bad. Floyd had the best defense in boxing history. Hitting you with shots that you don't see. That's where Floyd mastered. You know, hitting, not getting.
Nothing really matters.
A lot of people, they give him credit now. They didn't give him credit.
Floyd discussed legacy, riches, and respect during the press conference. Crawford stressed pushing himself, finding challenges, and showing his greatness in the ring.
And then when I see it's a chance for me to do a heist, a quick heist, but I'm gonna let y'all know this. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. At the end of the day, I'm the smart one. Because I don't care if you write good about me, you write bad about me, just keep writing about me.
That concludes today's video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like, subscribe, and switch on notifications to ensure you don't miss any of our future content. Please share your ideas in the comments below. We want to hear from you. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next video.